A Course in Miracles Workbook, Lesson 191. I am the Holy Son of God Himself.
Lesson 191 means remembering who you truly are. You are God's holy child, made of love, goodness, and light. Nothing can change that, no matter what happens or what mistakes you think you made. This lesson teaches you to see yourself the way God sees you, as pure, loved, and very special, just as you were created.
This is your way to be free from the world's prison. When you choose this freedom, the whole world is set free too. You may not see how you made the world seem like a jailer keeping God's child locked up. That is why the world can look scary, angry, and full of hate. It seems crazy and blind because it shows what we believe when we forget God's love.
When our mind is free, the world becomes free too, because they are connected. If we choose the ego, we feel stuck in the world's fear, but when we remember we are God's child, we are free in our mind. Jesus helps us tell what is true from what is false, so truth can shine in us. The world looks scary because we think it is the problem, but really it is our own mind that makes it look that way. The mind can keep us trapped or set us free, depending on what we choose. When we choose love and remember we are one with God, the world becomes peaceful too.
What did you do to make the world look like this? When you forget who you really are, you see only chaos and think it is you. Everything you see and hear tells you that you are weak. Even your breath feels like it brings you closer to death, and your hope seems to end in sadness. But this is only because you forgot you are God's perfect child.
Jesus says that when we forget we are God's child, we get lost in chaos and cannot remember God's love. We see a world full of fear and problems because we chose the ego's way instead of love. When we think we are special and separate, even small things can upset us and make everything feel out of control. But the truth inside us is strong and cannot be hurt. Only when we deny who we really are do we feel weak and afraid.
When you forget who you really are, you feel trapped in crazy and scary thoughts that make fun of God's love. When you deny your true self, you feel small and alone, like everyone is against you. You start to see only bad things, feel hopeless, and think there is no reason to live. But this happens only because you forgot you are God's perfect child.
The ego tries to show it is stronger than God and makes us believe we are weak and alone. But God made us holy and whole, and nothing can change that. When we remember we are God's child, we see we have never lost our true self. Alone we feel small and scared, but together with God and each other, we shine with bright light. The world's idols and false hopes only bring sadness, but we can always choose again. We can pick God's love and peace instead of the pain of the ego's lies.
Pretending you are not God's child is just a game you play. You are exactly as God created you. Believing anything else is silly. When you remember this one truth, everyone becomes free. All fears and mistakes disappear. This one thought shows you are always innocent and will live forever in God's love.
The ego says being separate from God is serious and brings trouble. But Jesus says it is just like playing pretend. Our life in the world can feel real, like when we pretend a blanket is a magic cape, but it is only a game we made up. Our true self is always innocent and safe. We can remember we are God's child and choose love instead of fear. Nothing we imagine can change who we really are.
Let this idea stay in your mind today, and you will feel lifted above the world and its worries. From this safe and happy place, you can help set the world free too. When you accept who you really are as God's child, you are saved. This gift of knowing the truth brings happiness, and you share it with everyone because you are thankful to God for showing you the way.
Jesus asks us to join with him in a quiet moment in our mind, above all fighting and fear, where we remember who we really are. He helps us leave darkness and find the light in our minds. From this higher place, we see the world differently and can choose love instead of anger. When we remember God's love, we feel safe and calm, and we share this peace with others still feeling sad or afraid. We do not change the world itself, but by seeing with love, the world looks new and kind.
One loving thought can set you free. You are God's holy child. When you remember this, you also help free the world. You no longer need to see the world as scary or hurtful. You let go of fear, and the world is free from your worries. You will not see yourself or the world as full of pain and fear, but instead feel peace and love everywhere.
The truth is, we never really left God, and we are still his holy child. This is how we find our way back to who we really are. When we think the world is cruel, it is because we see our own fear and anger outside ourselves. But the world does not trap us. It is our mind's angry thoughts that make us feel stuck. When we forgive, these dark thoughts fade away, and we set ourselves and everyone else free. Freedom comes when we remember we are innocent and choose love instead of fear.
Be happy today because it is easy to let go of fear and sadness. Just remind yourself, I am God's holy child. I cannot be hurt or lose anything real, and I can do what brings peace. When you think this way, everything you see will look different, filled with love and light.
When I choose Jesus as my teacher, I remember that as God's child, I cannot really be hurt. My body might look like it is hurt, but I know my true self is safe with God. Hell is just a mistake in my mind, not a real place, and I can let it go. The world I see comes from what I believe inside. If I feel afraid, the world looks scary, but when I remember I am God's child, I see with love instead of fear. There is a better way to see myself and the world, and Jesus helps me find it.
A miracle has filled all the dark and scary places with light. Time can no longer keep the world trapped. God's child has come to bring hope, help everyone, and share forgiveness. Now that God's child is here, how can anyone see the world as dark and bad? The world is free and filled with light and love.
Jesus says our minds can feel like dark, scary places when we fill them with guilt and fear. But when we bring these dark thoughts to God's light, we see they are not real and we can let them go. Time can feel like it traps us, but if we give it to God, it helps us find peace and freedom instead. Jesus reminds us we are like Him because we are all God's children. When our minds are healed, we see the world as harmless, like a silly game, and we feel happy and free. We can then help others wake up to the light, and together we celebrate God's love with joy.
If you think you are weak and life is full of sadness, remember this. God has given you all the power in heaven and on earth. There is nothing you cannot do. You might feel trapped in a world that seems unkind, but when you show kindness and forgiveness, the world will feel kind and gentle to you too.
Jesus wants us to see that if we feel weak, sad, or afraid, we need His help. A Course in Miracles is given to help us see we are not really stuck in fear, but just believing in the ego's lies. Jesus reminds us that all power from God is given to us too, because we are God's children, just like Him. We can always choose love instead of fear. The world can look scary because we see our own fear in it. But when we change our minds and choose God's love, we bring kindness and light back into the world.
Let God's child wake up from sleep, open his holy eyes, and bless the world he once made in error. The world started with mistakes, but it will end with his holiness shining everywhere. He will not dream of death anymore. Join with me today. Your light can help save the world. Do not wait any longer. Look around and see how many people are hurting. Will you help bring them peace and rest?
This life is like a game we made up, not the world's game, but ours. Jesus tells us we will be so happy when we wake up from this dream of sadness and remember our real purpose, to share heaven's love on earth. The world will end in joy, peace, and laughter when we forgive completely. Our job is to help turn fear into love by teaching kindness and forgiveness. Jesus reminds us we are all part of God's one child. When we share love with others, we give it to ourselves too, and we help everyone remember they are God's holy children.
Others wait for you to set them free. They stay stuck until you find freedom inside yourself. They cannot see kindness in the world until you see it in you. They feel pain until you let go of it. They feel lost until you remember you have eternal life. You are God's holy child. When you remember this, the whole world becomes free, and earth and heaven come together as one.
These words remind us we are all one. But when we believe the ego's lies, we think only others suffer and not us. The truth is, what we see is just in our mind, like a dream. Everyone we see is part of our dream, and there is no one outside us. We do not need to feel guilty for not being loving, but we are responsible for how we see others. When we choose to see with love, we help free everyone from fear. When we remember God's love and choose it instead of the ego, we help the world remember too. We are meant to share our light so others can find hope, peace, and forgiveness. And together, we remember God's love is the only true love.
I am the Holy Son of God Himself. I am the Holy Son of God Himself. I am the Holy Son of God Himself.